Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNJesus, and today we'll be doing another Arena Cube draft. This is, if you're unfamiliar with it, I have done 2 videos of this so far, and it is basically a cube of all of the most powerful and synergistic cards from MTG Arena, and MTG Arena variants of cards. So without further ado, let's get into the drafting. I'll see you all in Pack 1, Pick 1. Alright, we are in Pack 1, Pick 1. This pack, I'm looking at Witch of the Moors, Ornithopter of Paradise, and Elvish Mystic as some pretty decent cards. Like, getting that 1-mana 1/1 that ramps is pretty good. And Witch of the Moors in a with life gain synergy is insane. Being an Edict and returning a creature with just, like, if you gain a life is super powerful. But there are also a lot of powerful stuff in this cube, so I'm not sure how powerful Witch of the Moors is, really. I kind of like the Elvish Mystic, maybe go into like a green rampy deck. Yuan-Ti Scale Shields is not that good. It's like a board gets indestructible and hexproof until I have turn, and maybe draw a card. Tenacious Pup also good. Ulamog. Hopefully we wheel if we want to go the rampy style. Or Ornithopter Paradise. But yeah, let's take the Elvish Mystic. And now we get a Tireless Tracker. Heartless Act, Fine Removal Spell, Languish, good board wipe. River Tears, Requisitioner. Decent creature. Hive is also notable. Inscription of Abundance also really good. But I think I like Tireless Tracker here as some card advantage. And sure, the Inscription would be really good as well. Something we can ramp into and get a ton of value from. But Tireless Tracker can get very big very fast and can draw more threats. So I like taking the Tracker, especially if we flood out. Here we have a Proving Ground, a Knight of Autumn, and an Incubation Druid. I kind of like taking the Druid and going into more ramp. There's also like Platinum Angel, but if this is kind of just a 7-mana 4/4 that can be removed easily. There's also Fixed Allrand's Epiphany. So when you foretell it, it doesn't cost 6 mana. And if you cast it from your hand, you don't get the birds. So that's interesting, but like with Allrand's Epiphany Raw, that would be great. But we'll just take the Incubation Druid here. Plus, we're cutting off green really heavily. And more ramp. Take the Florahedron. I don't hate it. I don't see any reason to drift off of color just yet. There's also Surfair in the Henchamer, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna wheel. For the fact that it's double green, 2-drop, it's gonna be hard for people to play that. Yeah, let's take the Tangled Florahedron. Counts as a land for Tireless Tracker if we need the clue. And if not, it's a Mana Dork. Here we could take Guardian Idol to try and just stay on green. Same with Deck of Many Things or Cultivator's Caravan. But I think we'd rather take something else here. There is some really good black at the moment. Tenacious Underdog, Drana, Infernal Grasp. Saiba Siphoner, also pretty good. I don't know what's the correct pick here. Ancient Evil. Infernal Grasp is a good removal spell. Tenacious Underdog keeps recurring itself and getting card advantage. Drana. Let's just take Guardian Idol. Let's stay on green for now. Okay, glad we stayed on green because blue looks a lot more open than black. Seeing Tameo completed Sage. Jonathan Harker slash Jacob Hawken Inspector would be great as like a ramp kind of card to ramp into. But I think I like Tameo better as it kind of is a removal spell that can also become a threat later. And it's something that we can ramp into. So like turn 1 Elvish Mystic, turn 2 Incubation Druid, turn 3 Tameo. Castle Vantress, Neutralize would also be good, but we'll take Tameo.
Story infects the mind, becoming unforgettable.
Hey Tameo, what you just said is a little scary. Anyway, Discover the Formula, amazing card. Again, Hall of the Storm Giants, Castle Garenbrig would both be amazing, but we'll take Discover the Formula instead, as it is draw 3 spells, make them cheaper at instant speed, and anything else in your hand that you might have that's a little more expensive, make that all cheaper. So just Discover the Formula. And Settle the Wilds over Dryad of the Elysian Grove, I like. Just for the fact that Settle the Wilds, even though you don't get to choose what land you get, and this like perfectly fixes your mana, it's on a creature, and this also draws a card, so I like Settle the Wilds. Plus it works with Tireless Tracker. And we wheel Ulamog. We want to do some spicy stuff and try and hard cast an Ulamog? Well, 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 don't mind if I do. Nothing really here. Surprised that both of these are still in the pack. If we do end up going black, what card would we rather have? Death or March of Wretched Sorrow, or just Hive? We'd rather just have the Hive. Rawl, Haunted Ridge. We'll take the Proving Ground. We have good mana for black, at least, in case we want to go from blue to black. But both of these are super powerful cards. I'm not sure if, like, they warrant forcing blue-green. Like, we could always just go into black-green if that seems more open. But yeah, I do like our start so far. And it definitely is possible we can hardcast Ulamog. Like, turn 1 Mystic, turn 2 Incubation Druid, turn 3 Settle, play some lands, and then, like, turn 6 Ulamog. Yeah, I don't hate that plan. Just take the land. If we go Gruul, Shattered Skull Smashing would be good. Good removal spell, also Sword of a Land. Yeah. Do 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 do. Ooh, okay. Deck of Many Things over Branchloft Pathway. I like. Not sure how good Deck of Many Things is, but I love it when played in D&D. Jonathan Harker wield. Nice. And on Burial Right, sure. Here on Pack 2, we have a Fabled Passage, an Elder Gargaroth, and a Karn. There's also Exclude, which is notable, same with Hard Evidence. But I think we would rather take Gargaroth. Has something to ramp into that's also a big, chunky threat. Karn would be great with, like, Tireless Tracker. It's going to be hard to make an argument for Prosperous Thief since we don't really want to bounce our Mana Dorks. Grazilax, same. Same thing. Elder Gargaroth, Fabled Passage. The big threats are replaceable. The mana isn't, so let's take the Fabled Passage here. Plus, it works well with Tireless Tracker. Here we get Gale. What do you do? We don't have... We have 1 instant and 1 sorcery. Yeah, Settle the Wilds and Discover the Formula. So I'm not a big fan of Gale. Garruk. Or Phyrexian Metamorph. Phyrexian Metamorph is kind of cool, but I think I actually like Garruk, as it's a planeswalker that can add to the board constantly. It can add like 4 creatures to the board, and it can also help ramp slash grow our creatures. So yeah, let's say Garruk. Plus, it fills out our curve for 4. Glasspool Mimic is fine, but we'd rather just take Voracious Hydra or Kura, but I think Voracious Hydra is better than Kura here. Essica, also nice. But Voracious Hydra, I think, is just better. We can ramp into a removal spell slash big threat. And now we can take a Workshop Warchief. Or an Inscription of Insight. Inscription's a bounce 2, scry 2, draw 2, or create an XX and kicker get both. I think we'd rather just take the Warchief. And now Botanical Sanctum. Croaking Counterpart is cute. Or Jin Gataxius. Let's take the Botanical Sanctum here over Jin Gataxius. Like, Jin is kind of cool, but we don't have much to take advantage of the copy effect. And it's mostly just a hate bearer, really, against instant sorcery stuff. So yeah, Croaking Counterpart would be kind of cool there, but I don't think it would have been that great. Here, we'll take a Paradise Druid over a Retrofitter Foundry or Reality Chip. Or Zagoth Triumph. Hopefully either one of those 3 wheel. Yeah, just Paradise Druid, Mana Dork. The more Mana Dorks we have, the better, because then we can ramp into some big, dumb spells. Like Ulamog, or the Deck of Many Things. I'm not sure 7 mana draw 2 is really worth it, though. Here, Once Upon a Time, or Reclamation Sage. Once Upon a Time can count as a creature or a land whenever you need it, and if it's your first spell, it's kind of free. But Rec Sage is also some main deck artifacts and enchantment hate that you would be happy to play in any deck, so let's take the Rec Sage. It fills out our curve a bit better. And now there's a Colossal Sky Turtle to ramp into, or a Werewolf Pack Leader. We're not aggressive enough to warrant Pack Leader, so I think we'd rather take Colossal Sky Turtle. On our wheel pack, no green cards, only the blue cards. Hard Evidence, Exclude. I guess we take Exclude. Not happy about it for the fact that we're not going to be holding up mana that much. And Prosperous Thief, besides Rex Sage, I don't think we have much synergy with it. Hey, Phyrexian Metamorph wheeled. Nice. I'm happy about that. Copying a Workshop Warchief, Ulamog, Sky Turtle, or maybe something they have. Approach of the Second Sun, good finisher, but Icy Manipulator as a transferable removal spell I kind of like better. Pteramander, Croaking Counterpart. Yeah, sure. And Retrofitter Foundry. I like to see that on the wheel. Curious Obsession. So yeah, I like Retrofitter Foundry for the fact that you can just continuously get value out of it, and you can spend your extra mana creating a servo, turning that servo into a Thopter, or creating a construct. Whatever you really need at the moment. Anyway, here in our pack 3, this pack pretty sucks. We have Rishkar as a pseudo mana dork, but it's a 3 mana mana dork. Nobody likes a 3 mana mana dork. There's also Cosmos Elixir, which is fine, I guess. Disdainful Stroke and Spell Pierce, also both fine. But I think we'd rather take Rishkar. And Now what? Do you line up the shot? Dismiss? I think we just take the land here. Like, this pack pretty bad. This is like okay. This is a counter spell that draws a card, which is pretty decent, but it's double blue, and we are mostly green. I mean, I guess we could cast it pretty decent easily. But we'll just take the mana fixing. And now we can take a Gilded Goose over like an Opt or Migration Path or Displacer Kitty. Aw, Displacer Kitty. How many non-creature spells do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not that bad. And we have flicker targets in 1, 2. 2 whole things to flicker. Nice. We'll just take Gilded Goose. And no, Boseiju, great land. Essica's Chariot, great kind of engine. And Ren and 7. Ren and 7. Beautiful card. But is it better than Essica's Chariot? Like, we got Croaking Counterpart to work well with Essica's Chariot. But I think Ren and 7 can replace the Deck of Many Things. And yeah, I think we'll take Ren and 7. I think it's just better there in that situation. Now we can take Turn Timber. It's not impossible that we don't actually cast this. And this can be like our 17th land. Yeah, it's definitely castable. We have 2 Planeswalkers, so I don't, or 3 Planeswalkers, so I don't like taking the Immortal Sun. Sky Sovereign, though, is cool. Definitely consider it. Or do we just take Supreme Will? Again, we're not holding up our mana very easily. Yeah, let's take Sky Sovereign. And now we get Coma, the Cosmos Serpent. Well, 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 don't mind if I do. An unbeatable card, I will take that. And now we can get like a Mythos. Now a little more sad that we didn't pick up that Essica's Chariot, because then it could copy our tokens that we're creating. Hopefully it wheels. We're definitely not playing Exclude, for the reasons I've listed many a times. I don't think we even want to play Mythos. On our wheel pack, we can just grab Stomping Grounds. If we want to play Mythos as like a free kind of splash, Mythos is Fight. Colossal Sky Turtle is more of like a 2-drop, just because you're most of the time bouncing something, maybe returning something. Overcharged Amalgam, not really playing. Icy Manipulator is nice. Maybe we do play the Deck of Many Things. I don't really know. Like, how many mana dorks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sorta. We have a lot of early mana. Essica's Chariot Wheel. That is surprising. So Croaking Counterpart and Mythos of Luna just got a whole lot better. Siren Storm Tamer, sure. Yeah, let's Benolish Marshall. Yeah. So the draft went out pretty good, if I would say. Got a lot of good ramp stuff. We would have liked a few more mana dorks, but we picked up a lot of them. I can't really complain. Anyway, cuts. Yeah, we can get rid of the Deck of Many Things. How about the Icy Manipulator? How much removal do we have? Our removal is Manipulator, Voracious Hydra, Rexage, Mythos. Well, sort of Mythos. I don't think we need to play Stomping Ground since we have like a Paradise Druid that has the possibility. Or Forsaken Crossroads. So this is our removal. Very light. Turn Timber can count as one of our lands. So we'll cut a land for Turn Timber. Retrofitter Foundry is expensive to get going. 6 mana or 3 mana for a 4/4 is pretty good, but it takes 3 turns. And 6 mana taking 1 turn off. 9 mana, just do it instantly. It's not bad. Maybe we cut Sky Sovereign. Actually, that's part of our removal. Same with Tameo. Phyrexian Metamorph is kind of cool, but we don't really have anything to copy. Same with Mythos, very easily. So let's cut Mythos and our Metamorph. Because the things that we do want to copy are like Rishkar, Koma, Ulamog. Those are legendary. So, don't really like that. Same argument could go for Croak Counterpart, but we can also use it to copy, like, I guess a Mana Dork, but still, yeah, Croak Counterpart can get the axe. One more cut. Rishkar? Like, it's kind of cool, but not that amazing. I'd picture Voracious Hydra as at least a 5-drop. Sky Sovereign, Tameo, Manipulator, Rexage. Is Ulamog a meme card or not? I mean, it's definitely a meme card, but the question is there a possibility that we cast it or not? Like, we've got 6 mana dorks, we've got some ramp. We've got ways to make it cheaper. We've got ways to slow down the game. Maybe Retrofitter Foundry's too slow. I definitely like it, though. Especially with mana dorks, that we can, like, just pump our mana into it. I'm sorry, Ulamog. You're such a meme card, though, and I don't really see me casting you anytime I draw you, so I'm sorry. It has to be this way. And we'll cut a forest. So, that is the deck. If you would have played Ulamog, let me know. I definitely wouldn't, for the fact that it's just like a meme-ish card. It's just 10 mana, and you never are going to be able to cast it. But yeah, let me know what you kind of would do. And before we get into games, let us pray. Dear RNGesus, may our draws be good, and may we never be flooded. May our opponents always have that fate, and may the games always be played out to our best of our abilities. In your name, amen, RNGesus. Okay, now onto some games, and let's see how the deck does. This hand doesn't have any mana dorks, but I think we'll still keep. We can play Forsaken Crossroads tapped on green and scry 1. And we can use Jonathan Harker to get rid of some of these lands. Rishkar I actually kind of like as a double mana dork, turning Jonathan Harker when we don't need the card advantage into some mana. Blooming Marsh, maybe like a Abzon Reanimator style deck. They cast Ornithopter of Paradise. We'll cast Jonathan Harker. slash Jacob Hawken. I really like the Dracula cards. They look really nice. Plus, they're full art. They cast Forceful Cultivator, so they have no lands left in hand, which is good to know about. They find a forest, so no, like 3-color stuff. And they cast Birth of Melodis, so now they have another land in hand. We'll play a land. Cast Rishgar. Counters on both of these. And pass the turn. They create a wall. We'll definitely Rex Sage the wall. Maybe we should have Rex Sage the Birth of Melodis that turn. But I think we'd rather get Garruk online sooner rather than later. They play a Plains. Into Solemn. They are ramping hard. I mean, hopefully they don't have an Elish Norn in their hand. Oh, they're also blue. Huh, neat. So they're also a ramp deck. Except they're ramping much harder than us. Discard an island. Coma, the Cosmos Serpent. I think we'd rather just pass here and cast Discover the Formula. They gain 2 life. They play a land. They pass. If they swing with their Incubation Druid, they're planning on adapting this turn. Yep, they adapt. Sure thing. And they cast a Blade Splicer. Solemn Simulacrum now has first strike because it is a golem. And we'll cast Discover the Formula. Everything cheaper. Cast Sky Sovereign. Blow you up. Tap you for a green. Cast an Elvish Mystic. And since we want to be able to crew Sky Sovereign to block, we'll pass. Our hand, now everything costs 1 less, is really helping a lot, even though Elvish Mystic and Gilded Goose don't get really that effect. I think it's still good. They cast a Gala Greeters. They are ramping very hard, but with nothing on their top end. They just pass. We will... Let's start off with crewing, or... Let's cast Coma. Play this tapped, and they concede to Coma. Just starting getting value off of that. We have a Sky Sovereign to start pinging their stuff down. Yeah. I think maybe Coma wasn't the best idea for the fact that we want to crew and swing with our Sky Sovereign there. But I think it was still a worthy play either way, just getting that coil engine online. On to the next game. This hand has a bunch of 5-drops and no ramp. And, I mean, Settle the Wilds is kind of ramp, but it's on the draw. Like, Settle the Wilds is ramp, yes, but it's not early ramp. Oh, we'll try it. Workshop Warch, just a bunch of big, dumb creatures can hopefully stabilize us if they're aggressive. But seeing a Ketria Triome hopefully means that they're not aggressive. Land War Elves. We have the opposite version of you. We have your Elvish Mystic friend. Hopefully we draw one of our 2-mana dorks off the top. Instead, it's just a Rex Sage. Judging by they playing Ketria Triumph and Branch Loft Pathway, they might be running Fields of the Dead. So we gotta be worrisome about that. They play Takenuma and pass. We'll cast Settle the Wilds, Seek a Forest, draw Icy Manipulator. Not bad. They play a Swamp, swing for 1, and they just pass. Interesting. Run out Ren? Let's run out Tamio. Plus on Land War Elves, so you do not untap.
You did not write this story.
And next turn we can Sky Sovereign, like the Land War Elves, and... Oh, yep, Field of the Dead, called it. So we can, like, plus on whatever big creature they play. I mean, they haven't been playing any big creatures recently, so... Plus... Oh, Tamio's ult is going to be so good. Let's play Tangled Florahedron tapped. Cast a Workshop War Chief. Just get a creature on the board that's going to be hard to kill. And, I mean, it's easy to kill, but it creates a 4/4 when it dies. Power Word kill, yeah, so they just have a hand full of removal. So glad we ran that out over Random 7. If we can ultimate with Tamio, that would be for the best. They cast the Eldest Reborn. We will sacrifice our Rhino. But now we will ultimate Tamio.
This is not how our story ends.
And now all our spells are super cheap. Land. Cast Rexage for 1 mana. Blow up the Eldest Reborn. Cast Renin 7. Create a Tree Folk. And cast Sky Sovereign. Blow up Land War Elves. Now we have a card draw engine that's also ramping us heavily. We have Icy Manipulator as removal. They cast an Elvish Mystic. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. And a Skyclave Shade. But I'm not sure how you get out of this one. Tap this, draw a card. Play this on green. Scry. Rish card. Not great. We will plus draw a land, mill, Esca's Chariot, Tireless Tracker, and Incubation Druid. Cast Jonathan Harker. Cast Paradise Druid. Cast Elvish Mystic. Cast Manipulator. Tap. We'll tap during their turn. Crew. Move to combat. Swing with everything. Shoot the Mystic. And on their upkeep, we'll tap down one of their lands. Specifically their black lands, so they don't have Languish mana up. And they concede. GG's, yeah. Icy Manipulator, strip mining them is just super powerful. I saw Esca's Chariot and it reminded me maybe we should not be playing Esca's Chariot. But I think it's still fine that we play it. It's just a really strong card either way. On to the next game. This hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We have an Incubation Druid to help ramp. We are on the draw, though, so it slows us down a bit. Hopefully they're not aggressive. As they play a Warcaller. We'll play this on green and scry 1. Bottom the land, since we have Turn Timber, if we need it as a land. They give something haste. And I think we'll run out the Guardian Idol because it's safer to, like, burn effects. That's a bad one to see. Cast Guardian Idol. Pass the turn. Give another thing haste. Smack me. This Coma and Workshop Warchief is like our only hopes at the moment. They don't cast anything with haste just yet. Interesting. Um. You good there, buddy? There was definitely something wrong with that play. And we'll pass the turn. We're definitely going to channel Colossal Sky Turtle to bounce something. If they play something anything bigger than all of these... Zariel, Archduke of Avernus. I can see them plussing right now. They target the Requisitioner, so we are 100% bouncing the Requisitioner back to their hand. Back you go. No blocks. And I think we're going to have to blitz the War Chief just so we can kill Zariel. Blitz it, gain 3 life. Swing. Kill Zariel. Sacrifice it, and draw a card, create a 4/4. Pretty decent turn. Next turn, slamming Coma. Oh, they were also black as well. Interesting. They cast Mephit's Enthusiasm, but they get no boon. And I can see them casting Requisitioner here. Or maybe have like a black creature that they want to give haste to. But slamming down Coma should seal the deal for them. We're taking 7, going down to 5. Say hello to my little friend. We get a coil. And now what are you going to do? We have a 6/6. I can get indestructible at any point. You can give whatever you have in haste, and hand haste, but that's fine. Ox of Agonis. Well, that's a great last card to have. Sure. I mean, great last card to have. Definitely draw 4/2 that draws 3 cards. But do they want to attack is the question. The answer looks like yes. Yep, they attack. Trade, eat, we take 3. Go down to 2. Definitely in the danger zone. But Gilded Goose getting some food will definitely help out. Adapt isn't at sorcery speed, so we'll just pass. Instead of casting Turn Timber. We'll just eat some food. Gilded Goose is just a great draw there, because now we can start gaining 3 life and avoid death. If they have like something that's super scary or unblockable, we can just use Coma to start tapping it down with coils. They can't escape Ox for a while, since it requires escape. Exile 8 other cards. I remember playing this in Standard against Rogues. What a good time, when Standard was actually fun. They cast Gear Hulk. What are you killing? Coma. We'll give Indestructible to Coma. You don't gain any life. Pass. You can't really attack at the moment. End of turn, adapt, incubation druid, sacrifice the food, gain some life. My turn. Critical Oil, and Tamio. We'll create a food. And tap this for mana. Cast Tamio, paying its full mana cost. Tap you. And pass the turn. Sure, reanimating War Chief would have been nice there, gain 3 life. But I think we'd rather just plus and tap down the Gear Hulk for now. Like, now they have to get through our entire board to kill Tamio, or have a removal spell. But Tamio's looking really good right now. And we're at 8 with this food. They foul play our Goose. Rude. That is just so mean. The Goose did nothing to you besides gain me a bunch of life. I mean, they can bring back Mephit's Enthusiast. Does it deal damage to Planeswalkers? Creature or Planeswalker, yeah. They can bring Tamio down to 2. But I'd be fine with that. They create some little hasty boys. But I don't think that was the right choice for the fact that they can't get past our serpents. They draw a card. And they just pass the turn. Sure thing. End of turn, they sacrifice the elementals. And we'll gain some life. So we'll get 2 more coils by their turn. We'll get 1 now, 1 on their upkeep, so we can swing in pretty easily. We'll cast Turn Timber and see what we see. Hit a Tireless Tracker, or a Voracious Hydra with 3 counters. Let's go Voracious Hydra, and have it fight the Warcaller. No, let's kill the Requisitioner. They create a treasure. Move to combat. Swing 3 coils at Chandra. Guarantee its demise. Or her demise. Sorry, Chandra. We will plus on the Gear Hulk. And we'll just pass. We have no reason to run out these cards just yet. Like, we are beating them on board. We're about to get some card draw. They cast Chandra, but that doesn't do much. They can, like, kill our Hydra. That's about it. Oh, they're trying to burn us out. Rude. Our turn. We've been getting a bit too defensive. It's time to go on the offensive. We'll keep Tamio around, start to hold down the Gear Hulk. Even though we could, like, Rexage it, I think we'd rather animate Guardian Idol. And they concede. We just keep locking them down. We still have Rexage in case we have anything else scary, because Tamio's just soloing the Noxious Gear Hulk. Yeah, that was pretty well played. Well, we're doing much better than either of my other 2 drafts, so let's keep going. On to the next game. This hand looks pretty good. We're ramping a lot. We're not ramping into anything at the moment, but it's ramp. We'll play a Botanical Sanctum and pass. The earlier we play that, the better. Plus, it helps our Incubation Druid, so now we can create double blue. Cast Ink Druid. Next turn, Florahedron Guardian Idol. Actually, Rishkar would be even better. Unless they have a removal spell, of course. March of Wretched Sorrow. Boo. You don't like to have any fun. Fine, we'll just play a sad Rishkar. It was going to be so sweet with Incubation Druid. They play a Drownyard Catacomb into Lion Sash. That's definitely worth a Rec Sage. Let's go get an island. They don't have any white mana up to exile stuff. So do we just Garruk here? Start drafting from the spellbook? I think we do. Just start getting Garruk online. Plus, Lion Sash isn't doing anything without too much white mana. Let's get the Ferocious Pup. It's so adorable. Look at this thing. Sure, like Underdark Basilisk would have been great as a blocker, and the Territorial Scythe Cat if we draw more lands. But look at this thing! Look at this puppers! It's so adorable! Plus, 2 bodies on 1 if they have a removal spell, we can always just chump block. But who would ever want to chump block with this puppers? Okay, they get Golos, so they're definitely going to go fetch Field of the Dead here. They're also missing red. They get a Jetmir's Garden, actually, so... neat. We will draft a card from the spellbook. Get a Barkhide Troll. It's a 3/3. Cast Reclamation Sage. Blow up Golos. Moved combat. Swing for 5. And we'll play Tangled Florahedron tapped. And pass a turn. Ha, Barkhide Troll technically has Hexproof OP. What you gonna do about that? Ooh, Hall of Oracles. That's interesting. They cast a Kicked Null Priest to bring back Golos. Going to fetch another land. Well, I guess we're gonna have to kill Golos. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. This will turn it much cheaper. So we can cast Voracious Hydra for 5. Or actually 6, because Garruk will make it cost less. They can exile our Druid from our graveyard, sure. Land. Plus... cast this for 7. Fight Golos. Moved combat, swing with our Wolf and our Rec Sage. They chump block with the Null, or trade with the Null Priest, not chump block. And pass. If they play anything scary, Icy Manipulator's got us covered. No, Prof! The Voracious Hydra didn't do anything besides, you know, kill Golos. That was all it did! It also was gonna kill you, but that was all. It wasn't that scary. They exile Hydra. And exile Rec Sage. Sure thing. And they just pass. We'll draft a card from the spellbook. We'll get a Horn Beetle. Cast Icy Manipulator. Tap you down. Play this on blue. We'll scry. Bottom the Paradise Druid. Move to combat. 6 at their face, 2 at prof. And pass the turn. We could swing at them for 2 instead, bring them down to 3, but if they have any instant sorcery spell, that just is the exact same thing, except now they have some card draw. Speak of getting instant sorceries, Saiba Siphoner. Only for 2 mana, so they have no instant sorceries left in their hand. And they get back a March of Wretched Sorrow. Into a Lolth. Yeah, sure. Create some spiders.
I will get what I want.
They are still at 5, so they can't really attack comfortably. We'll draft a card from the spellbook. Go get another Barkhide Troll. Cast a Gilded Goose. Cast Guardian Idol. And pass the turn. We do not have any 3 or 4 power creatures just yet. Surprised how many little threats you've drawn so far. There's a dang beeping going on. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. Anyway, now we also have some Gilded Goose engines where we can start gaining 3 life every turn. Play a Fabled Passage, crack it. How are we going to kill this Lolth? We need to kill it in one fell swoop. So we can, like, tap a spider, tap another spider. Or tap Lion Sash, tap Saiba, swing at Lolth. I don't hate it. And we'll have to swing 4 things at Lolth because they have a removal spell. Actually, we could... No, March of Wretched Sorrow will gain them a bunch of life. As they cast March of Wretched Sorrow for 6. We'll tap down the Lion Sash. Eat the food. Get a bit of life. Our turn. Just a land, so we will tap down Saiba. Animate the idol. Move to combat. Swing 3 here. And everything else can go at face. For 9 damage face. So we have to sing 3 things now that, instead of 4 things, now that they already cast March of Wretched Sorrow. Yeah, Garrick did work this game, getting Ferocious Pup, Barkhide Troll, Nessian Horn Beetle, and pumping up our Voracious Hydra. They double block Rishkar, sure thing. We kill Lolth, they go down to 4. And Lolth doesn't do anything.
And I, the generous one.
With no more X spells on hand, we'll just pass. They scry with the map. Sure thing, buddy. They top it. That's worrisome. What is good enough that they want to top in this situation? Solemn Simulacrum? Sure, I guess. Okay, Karn. That makes a bit more sense. If they top Karn, that definitely makes sense. Okay, so they have 4 blockers. We will have 5 attackers. And we can tap down a creature, so they're just dead. Good games. Eat a food. Send them good game. Oh, Sky Sovereign, that works too. manipulate you, animate you, and they see the writing on the walls and concede. Good game. And we're still on our no losing streak. On to round number 5. Feels nice. This hand has no ramp, but it has good fixing. And we have Colossal Sky Turtle for bouncing if they're too aggressive. Speaking of ramp, we have now Guardian Idol. We'll scry one. Keep the Botanical Sanctum on top, that way we can cast stuff on curve. Cast a Guardian Idol. And next turn, Slam Garruk. They channel Magma Opus. It's just discard, but it's basically channel. Discard, pay some mana, get an effect. Definitely channel. They cast Rawl. A little worrying. Can Rawl ping other planeswalkers? It can. That's going to be annoying. Well, we'll Tireless Tracker. Into Fabled Passage. Into Cracking Fabled Passage. And look at all these clues we're getting. And we'll get a green source. Pass the turn. They'll scry a bit more.
It's gonna hurt.
They'll keep whatever it is on top. And they'll evoke Mole Drifter. So I guess they were desperate for lands. Drownyard Catacomb. We'll crack a clue. Grow the Tireless Tracker. Discover the formula. I like it. Play this tapped. Investigate. Bounce Rawl. Oh, it's only target creature? Oh, I thought it was target non-land permanent. Oh, that's fine. We'll just crack another clue. Draw another card. Settle the Wilds, pretty good. And smack Rawl for 5. Pretty decent. They scry a bit more.
Your class supercharged energy equals.
They play Haunted Ridge, and they pass. We investigate. Swing at Rawl. Rawl dies.
I really should get back to the lab.
And we'll just pass the turn. We have Discover the Formula up. You probably think we're just going to crack some clues or something. Or have some counter magic up, whatever. Professor Onyx. Sure.
New job, new life. It was going to die eventually anyway.
Discover the Formula. Make everything in our hands super cheap. Cast Settle the Wilds. For land and play. No 6-drops. Were there 7-drops besides Coma that we could have gotten? Turn Timber. Dang, we should have played our land first. Cast a Retrofitter Foundry for free. Blitzen the War Chief. That way we can kill Onyx now. And end of turn, we create 4/4, draw a card. We still have a full hand. Everything in our hand is super cheap. Everything's coming up aces. They play a Ledger Shredder, which is definitely going to connive here. We'll cast tap 1. Cast Garruk. Gale's Redirection. 16, so they can cast it for free. That's rude. Well, we'll swing for 4. And then we'll just casually cast a Coma. Maybe we should have let off with Coma for the fact that they couldn't have countered it. They discard Elspeth's Nightmare. They cast Garruk, sure. And draft a card from its spellbook. What will they draft? They get a Mosscoat Goriak. Okay, so just a 2/4 Vigilance. I can block some stuff. Sure, they bounce Coma. That's fine. We can just kill Garruk with Manipulator or Coma, whichever. Cast Coma. Can't be countered. Let's cast Rishkar. You get to loot, sure. Pitch a land. Counters here. Swing both on that direction. They cast a Saiba Siphoner, bringing back Blink of an Eye or Magma Opus. Okay. Sure. But they concede, because they can't beat Coma. Coma is just way too powerful of a card. Just builds out a board, hard to kill, or nearly impossible to kill. We'll need an exile effect or a bunch of removal spells to kill it. And the longer you wait to try and kill it, the harder it becomes. 5-0 is looking pretty good. On to round 6, though. 5-0. I like it. This hand looks pretty good. Ramp into Tameo. Don't mind if I do. We'll play a Botanical Sanctum and pass. They play Mountain. We'll cast a Paradise Druid to avoid like a Play with Fire or some sort of burn spell. Kumeno faces Kakazan. And they pass. Land, we will cast Settle the Wilds. Could get a forest, put into play, draw an Icy Manipulator, and cast an Elvish Mystic. Just keep ramping, just keep ramping, just keep ramping. They had a Bolt, so we were good to play the Paradise Druid rather than the Florahedron. But it's dead now. So they are a mono-red aggro deck. And they cast a Phoenix of Ash. Sure. Not sure they can beat a Coma, though. Let's find out, shall we? We'll play this tapped. And we'll cast Rishkar. Counters. Swing for 2. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn, slam a Coma. Say GG's to the opponent. Because I don't think Mono Red has a way to deal with a snaky snake. Snaky snake? Unless you have like double removal spell. And they're just pumping Phoenix, so not even that mad about it. Say hello to my little friend. And we get a coil. So now we are in business. If they just pump the Phoenix of Ash, then we will just tap it down. It's not worth holding up Indestructible. Because then we come in burn range, even though they've already used Lightning Bolt. We're still, like, relatively worrisome. And I doubt that they'll be able to kill Coma very easily. If they do somehow kill Coma, they'll spend a lot of resources to do it. And then we can win with Tameo. No blocks. Next turn, slam Tameo. They cast Anax, sure thing. And we create a coil. Ooh, even Hydra, even better. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cast this for 4. Or 5, technically. But let's go with 4 so we can hold up Rishkar. Have this fight Phoenix of Ash. Just because the flying is going to be way too much of a problem. Even though Anax is definitely annoying. They could escape it eventually, too. But when they do escape it, we'll just tap it down. And then use Tamiyo to lock it down. Yeah, I think just... I really want to play Tamiyo there, but I think just getting a 4 or 5 on board is better. We just want to try and keep our life total as high as possible, because knowing any mono red deck, they have Burn. And if they have Embercleave, it'll be even worse. They require 3 other cards, and they only have Phoenix Sash and Lightning Bolt, so 2 more spells to the graveyard, and they unlock their Phoenix. What are you gonna do? Yeah, Icy Manipulator can also tap down Phoenix. They burn down the house as a board wipe. Well, we'll gain Indestructible. And... tap a land, sure. All that lives is Coma. Land. Cast Manipulator. Swing. Pass the turn. We've got some coils. They still don't have enough mana to escape burn down the house because their own Kumano faces Kakazan exiled them all. It says if a creature dealt damage by this turn by a source you control would die, exile instead. It does not refrain from your own creatures. So when they burn down the house, they could not escape Phoenix of Ash. On to hopefully the final boss. Let the game begin! This hand looks pretty good. No turn 2 ramp, but turn 3 we have a lot of good ramp into Renin 7. They shock in a Temple Garden into an Ulsade. Well, we'll play out Jonathan Harker. Pass a turn. They play a Mountain, so maybe like a mono-way aggro deck splashing. As they play a Guardian Evangel, which is just a 3/1. Esika's Chariot, not bad. We'll settle the wilds. Go fetch a forest. Draw a Manipulator. Pass the turn. I think we'll pitch the Manipulator. I think it's going to be too slow against an aggressive deck. We'll block the Ulsade. They cast a Wedding Announcement. We'll loot. Hey, Coma! Our winning card. Don't you just love it when a singular card carries your entire games? Cast Sky Sovereign. Shoot the Evangel. Pass the turn. Next turn, Renin 7. They pass. They swing. We'll block. If they have, like, Inscription of Abundance, it's fine. If they have Petrier's Humiliation, also fine. We'll loot. And I'll throw away the Esca's Chariot because we want lands. We'll play a land here. Tap Jonathan Harker. Loot. Pitch away Coma. Says you may exile that and pay to transform. And we'll just cast a Coma. Swords would definitely be annoying. But hey, it gains a bunch of life, so could definitely do something. Crew the Sky Sovereign. Swing. Blow up the Alsaid. And they take 6. What a good turn. No, the Emperor! Don't you dare exile my Coma. No! Dang, the Emperor's too... We'll kill it next turn. I mean, with now Harker's Obsessive Inquiry, now we have a card draw engine, which is going to be doing work. Interesting why they keep playing their Naya, if we've only seen mono, white, and red cards. We just saw a Legion Wardrop boss. Maybe they're just missing green creatures. They're about to get their Anthem soon, which is going to be a problem. They create a Gobbo. And transforms. Colossal Sky Turtle. Sure, we'll cast that. We'll play this as tap land. And we'll cast a War Chief. Crew with the War Chief. Move to combat. Kill the Wandering Emperor. Shoot the War Boss. And they concede. Let's go! We didn't need Coma that game. Haha. Take that. Good games. No need. Coma is super powerful, but we can still win without it. Good games. 7-0. Feels good. My last 2 drafts weren't the greatest. Went 3, went 4. But now with a 7-0, just gotta love it. Looking back on the deck, maybe Essica's Chariot wasn't the greatest. We might have wanted to play like Phyrexian Metamorph over it. But yeah, the deck went pretty well. I didn't see much of a time where we could have cast Ulamog very well. But it was still a very fun draft. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. It means so much. And I'll be definitely doing more of these videos throughout the month, since it's going to be going to like near the start of September, I believe. So, thank you so much again, and I will see you all next time.